You should hear me now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are live in full effect here for a live stream talking about the Colts 53-man roster. Chris, Dwayne, what's going on? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you for stopping by. We're going to discuss the Colts 53-man roster and the practice squad going into next season. This should be interesting. I should have someone to join me soon. If not, we're just going to go ahead and run through it. But should be a little bit to talk about today. Should be some interesting news. Some surprising cuts. Players didn't make the roster, and we signed 2 extra corners. We signed a cornerback 4. Definitely looking forward to next season. The surprising cuts had the Colts social media uproar. Talking about Chaudhry and Marvell Tell III, they did not make the roster. It was pretty shocking, not gonna lie. It was tough. It was really tough. I just went live, FaZe. I literally just went live a few minutes ago. So we can go ahead and hop into the practice squad, which is right here, as you can see on the screen. This is the 2021 practice squad going into next year. Tariq Black is on the roster for the practice squad. Curtis Bolton, the guy that had the interception, pretty much the game-clinching interception in the last preseason game, is on the practice squad. Andrew Brown, a guy Colts fans love dearly, at nose tackle is at the practice squad. Anthony Chesley is on the practice squad, another defensive back. Cameron Klein, the defensive tackle that got waived, is on there. What's up, Matthew? Yeah, the practice squad is looking nice. Sean Davis, both of the Sean Davises are on there after they got released during cut earlier this week. Farrod Green, a really good tight end, is on the practice squad. He had a really good preseason as well. DeMichael Harris, a really good special teams guy, a good receiver, a pretty quick receiver, is on there. Brent Huntley, after the last preseason game, he had pretty much carrying us back in that fourth quarter. He made the practice squad. Congrats to him. Joey Hunt, the backup center, is on there. Deion Jackson, who had a very good preseason, is on there. Malik Jefferson, who can be a solid piece if needed, is on the practice squad, linebacker. Carter O'Donnell is on there, and Tyler Vaughns, who is a pretty decent receiver, is on the practice squad as well. He said, how many backs are we keeping? I'm pretty sure we're keeping probably 5. Pretty much 4 running backs, as you already know, Hines, Taylor, Wilkins, and Marlon Mack. Pretty much practice squad looking nice. Facts. What's going on, Matthew? How you doing? But yeah, pretty much keeping maybe 4 running backs as usual. The 5th running back, Deion Jackson, will be on the practice squad, as we know. But yeah, that's pretty much how the practice squad is looking. So not mad at that at all. Not mad at the moves. Who do you guys think should have made the practice squad? A lot of people probably predicted Marvell Tell. He did not make the practice squad, or Chaudhry. Chaudhry didn't make the practice squad either. So I mean, that's unfortunate. Jackson looked good. Yeah, he really did. He really did look good. I told you guys he gave me Marlon Mack flashbacks. Well, Marlon Mack tendencies. The way he runs the football. Of course, he isn't Marlon Mack, but that's the way he ran the football, in my opinion. So definitely would love to have him on the practice squad. So yeah. Just sending out the tweet. Said the best 4 tandem in the NFL, to be honest. Yeah, Hilton. Hilton's Hilton. The news on Hilton is rumored is that he should be out maybe 3 weeks or something like that. He did have successful surgery or something like that earlier that I've seen reports. So he should be back sooner than later. He won't be out that long. If you guys have heard anything otherwise, feel free to let me know the news on Hilton. But I know what you meant for the running backs. But yeah, Ty should be back maybe around week 4, maybe week 4 to 6. They say he should be out for like 3 weeks or something like that. From what I've heard, but it may be something different. There's still no real timetable on his return, but the rumor was 3 to 4 weeks for T.Y. Hilton. Let's go ahead and keep on moving down the line. So here is the people that was waived, and some of them you may have seen on the practice squad. Tariq Black, Curtis Bolton, all these guys are pretty much on the practice squad. I didn't see Eldon Camp on there. All these guys pretty much. Kufasi, I didn't see him. Benny LeMay, I didn't see his name. But everyone else I pretty much seen on the practice squad roster. But those three names, Benny LeMay had a pretty solid preseason. The fact that he wasn't on there is pretty disappointing. I liked Benny LeMay's game. I'm pretty sure he'll find another practice squad or pretty much get on any roster that's going to have him available. But yeah, it's unfortunate that he wasn't on there. Kufasi, like I said, Kufasi wasn't there. For keep going, Ibrahim Campbell, Sean Davis, Will Holton, Brent Huntley, and Joey Hunt was all released. But Ibrahim is probably the only one that didn't remain. I think he was just cut in general. Didn't see Will Holton. I think I've seen Will Holton's name, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, didn't see his name. But yeah, waived and injured, Jordan Thomas, Andrew Vollert, and Dial, as you guys may know, is still on the roster. He said Kofasi did amazing in preseason. Yeah, he actually did. He really did. I agree. It is kind of sad. And that's the tough part about this 53-man roster cut. The 53-man roster cut, this is the worst part, is because some talent that you see on the preseason games and the training camps, you think, oh, they got the flash, they have the ability, and then some, the organization just think they aren't good enough for the regular season. So they wind up getting passed up on, and it's kind of tough. He said, plus we need a safety since we waived Jantry. Yeah, I agree. There's a trick up Ballard's sleeve. I'm pretty sure they're going to sign somebody late. I'm pretty sure they're going to make a move to try to get a safety. If not, those Davises will be the replacements until further notice. Odom, Willis, Blackman, and the other safety that I have no idea who's going to be are the safeties at the moment. So those will be the safeties until we figure out this whole safety situation. Yeah, maybe sign a free agent. I'm pretty sure. Clinton Dix did get waived again, so if they go get him, I will not be surprised. But we will see how that goes. Did a pretty decent in the preseason for the 49ers. I believe he played for the 49ers in the preseason. But yeah, so we'll look forward. We'll definitely see how that turns out for us going into the season. So on the roster in general, a few days ago, the Colts.com posted this. Jacob Eason, Sam Ehlinger, of course we know he's injured. Carson Wentz is on the roster. Running backs, like I said earlier, the 4 running backs, as we may know already. Naheem Hines, Marlon Mack, Clinton would be good for depth, I agree. Also, Doolin is purely for special teams, I agree. For the running backs, Hines, Mack, Taylor, and Wilkins. Wide receivers, Campbell, Doolin, Hilton, Patman, Pascal, Pittman Jr., and Mike Strachan. So everyone's favorite, Mike Strachan, didn't make the roster. So did Patman. Patman made the roster as well. It's good to see him it's good to see him out there on the roster. I was thinking about something else, but I couldn't really dawn on it. But it's good to see Patman make the roster for sure. Now it's just time for him to hit the field. See how he really looks. It's going to be interesting. Tight ends is Molly Cox, Granson, and Jack Doyle. Offensive line, Fisher's out. Patman better get snaps. We'll see. Davenport, Fisher, Will Freeze, Mark, Ryan Kelly, Danny Pinter, Pryor, Snead, Braden Smith, and Big Q. That is the offensive line going into next season. Davenport is apparently super good. I mean, he's a solid backup. So we'll see how that goes with that. For the defensive line, Ben Banigou, DeForest Buckner, Tyquan Lewis. Said I'd like to see Easton become a great quarterback in our franchise, maybe. You don't know. It will. Yeah, if he gets time. I mean, all he needs is offensive line. Everything else he needs to work on can pretty much adjust at the end. Ben Banigou, DeForest Buckner, Tyquan Lewis, Akadi Muhammad, Quiddy Pay, Isaac Rochelle, Taylor Stallworth, Grover Stewart, Kamoko Toure, Chris Williams, and Antoine Woods. A lot of people on that defensive line. A lot. A surprising name that you guys may not have seen. Like I said, Brown did not make it. He is on the practice squad. A lot of Colts fans did like Brown's abilities, the way he can do. But maybe Colts organization figured that Rochelle could be a better piece. Probably cut Williams and Antoine when we get Vanderbilt back, the Vanderbilt guy back. Yeah, we should see. You mean either? Feel like we're flexing. Our defensive line can be scary, man. It can be good. Our defensive line can be good. For the linebackers, Matthew Adams, Zaire Franklin, Jordan Glasgow, Darius Leonard, Bobby Okereke, and EJ Speed. Nice linebacker group, I might add. It's a very good linebacker group. Wouldn't be opposed of it. Defensive backs, as you may know, Andres Autry is not on there, so don't worry about that. But TJ Carey, Julian Blackman, Kenny Moore, Xavier Rhodes. Pretty much how it's looking for that. What up, man? He said EJ Speed. Yeah, so it's pretty much how that's looking. But overall, in general, the roster I don't have a problem with. Like I said, Brown, Marvell Tell, Colts fans wanted him on the roster, didn't make it, and Jatry didn't make it. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's how it is, man. Chris Ballard had an interview. Well, he had a press conference pretty much on a 53-man roster. And he talked about T.Y. Hilton and Carson Wentz as well. If you guys didn't watch that, they just posted it on the website, I believe, 2 hours ago. I actually can share the link. What up, Indiana Sports Talk? Yeah, Glasgow is a special team stud. I agree. The latest trade for the Eagles was just depth. It was just depth. Wasn't anything else. He can be solid as well. With the offensive line we have, I feel like he can be a good piece. No, Kenny Moore did not get released. He has a high upside. I agree. All right. So this is from the press conference from Chris Ballard today. Pretty much talking about Sam Alliger, T.Y., Mike Strawn, Ben Banigou, and Jacob Eason. Did all of that today. So at the beginning, he literally talked about, Keke Coutee. Yeah, I like that. I like the Keke Coutee signing from Houston. They're pretty much the Colts killer. He pretty much destroyed us every time he matched up with us. So having him on the roster practice squad isn't a bad thing. They're not releasing Kenny Moore. Don't listen to that. So he said it wasn't a major procedure. He's pretty much talking about T.Y. Hilton here. I'm at the top of the screen if you guys don't know. He said it wasn't a major procedure, talking about T.Y. Hilton. What up, Cam? If I'm lagging, it's due to the rain outside. I said it wasn't a major procedure. It was something to give him some relief. It wasn't really intrusive, and he's good. It was an instant relief for him. So pretty much like I said, T.Y. is probably expected to come back in 3 weeks, if not anything. It wasn't a nagging injury. It was just something to get worked on. They go to talk about his stats. So I said a player on injury reserve is required to miss a minimum of 3 games. So there's no timetable for Hilton's return yet. So yeah, Moore and Hines are Pittman are my favorite players. It's good to hear. He goes on. Ballard goes on to says, one thing I know about T.Y. is a pretty quick healer, and I think he'll be back whenever he's ready to go. And I think it's always sooner than later. So that's not bad to hear about T.Y. Hilton. So he should be back sooner than later. So that's good news. Another thing is, additionally, quarterback Sam Ehlinger was placed on injury reserve following a knee injury suffered in last preseason game against the Detroit Lions. Ballard also said the Colts are evaluating the injury to Desmond Patman to determine his second-year wide receiver to go in injury reserve or not. Interesting. Yeah, but that wasn't Kenny Moore. They dropped Marvell Tell the third, not Kenny Moore. Yeah, they dropped Marvell Tell on Chaudhry. Both Carson Wentz and Eric Fisher are on the reserve COVID list, but Ballard and the Colts has been pleased with both players' progress as they work their way back from their respective injuries. On Wentz, Ballard said, when he gets back, we'll continue to monitor where he is at, but he's making really good progress. So that's a good sign to hear on Carson Wentz. You heard Phillip Rivers football one. Yeah, Phillip Rivers is a head coach. Did a pretty good job in his first game. Not mad at that. He said that on Fisher when he's asked when he'll be added to the 53-man roster when he gets up off the reserved and COVID list. He said, I won't give an exact timetable when he'll return, but we really like the progress he's made. When he gets back out there, we'll kind of monitor it and go from there. Okay, so there's no real timetable on when Fisher will return yet still, so that's good to hear, I guess. Keep going. They're talking about Jacob Eason and Mike Strong's training camp and Ben Bendigo as the standouts. They really did have one. He said that's bad. You freaked over nothing? Yeah, it wasn't him. You can't believe Marvell Tell got released. What's up, Blue Nation? Yeah, it's tough. Tough day. He did sit out the first year, so coming back the second year, can't catch up yet. So he'll find a roster soon. He said on Jacob Eason, he made really good strides. He said, I think you all saw that too. Last year was just such a not being able to get him any preseason work. And he really was a third string quarterback, so minimum reps all year. But what he got was a PhD watching Phillip Rivers play the game. But now you got to do it. It's different. You can sit in the meeting room and you can sit in practice, but playing in games is a whole different level. I agree with that. He said it was pretty cool watching game 1, 2 to 3. The game started to slow down for him, and I think that's going to be the biggest challenge going forward is to continue to play the game. The game's got to get a little slower, and he's got to play fast. He got to be a player faster. I think he'll continue. The more reps he gets, the better he'll get at it. Not bad at that. Not mad at that. We had a lot of depth of cornerback as well, which is good. Yeah, I agree. On Strong, he's coming along. He got ways to go, but he's a big, talented guy. Ballard said it was always interesting in training camp with the young players, and they'll start out really fast, and the reality hits them on the daily work that they have to put in. They're not used to the workload. They're not used to the workload. He said that twice. And they're not used to the volume that they're getting. You'll see a little bit of a dip, and then all of a sudden they'll spike up again, which I thought I'll start to see with him. Okay. He said he's a really big, talented athlete. He has ball skills, and still learning how to play. So we'll see. We'll start him out on small doses, and then we'll see how he handles it. Then the more he produces, the more he'll get the ball. Pretty much that's how I expected. Pretty much what I expected for Mike Strachan as well. He said undefeated. That's hilarious. I expected that for Mike Strachan. I don't think he's going to be really getting in there a lot. They'll throw him in there. If he gets good, they'll get more reps. So that's pretty much how it goes for young guys anyway. He said that on Banagoo, he's much better. It's fun when you watch guys get confidence. Ben has never been. He's always cared. He's give good effort, and then you got to have success. It's been fun to watch Ben compete. He plays hard. He's starting to gain some confidence. Ben's going to help us. He's always been hard, but it's extremely early in camp. But he said, but it was early in camp. He had some success. I think he's just bled over the next day. First 3-0 in preseason since in the 90s. Yeah, we had a really good preseason. I enjoyed it. It was a roller coaster, but I enjoyed the preseason for sure. Other notes, the Colts have 3 tight ends on the 53-man roster now: Jack Doyle, Marley Cox, and Kylie Granson. While tight end Farrod Green is on the practice squad, Ballard said the Colts like the tight ends on the roster right now, but added it is a position we'll constantly keep our eyes on. We'll definitely keep our eyes on that as well. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the Colts are carrying 11 defensive linemen. We just talked about that, which Ballard said is the product of wanting to make sure that the team doesn't go short there early in the season. So Ballard knows about the injury bug going on in the defensive line. So that's why we're pretty much loaded there going into the season. Doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. Because we do need depth there. Ballard said the 53-man roster was pretty fluid here for days. So stay tuned for more transactions as things get settled ahead of preparation for the Seattle Seahawks beginning in the earnest of Labor Day. So that means Ballard says he's not done making moves. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be interesting. Who else will he sign? That means Ballard's about to make some more moves. Wonder why my screen isn't popping up. It's loading up. Yeah, the internet's moving kind of slow due to the rain outside. He said, do you think we will pass the Titans this year? I agree. I think we will. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Oh, what's up, Marcus?
Hey, nothing much, man. Chilling. Just going over the press conference from Ballard that went off earlier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he
Man.
was
Yeah,
he
I'm
was
coming
talking
off
about
coming on with my phone here. Usually it's the laptop, but I got to do it from my phone.
yeah.
Had to come over and get my documentation. Man, look at this. Your boy certified now.
Hey, let's go. Certified technician. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. It's about dang time they send me my certification and stuff.
Right? After all these houses you've been working on and stuff, you tell me every day?
Well, I mean, technically I've been working on them illegally, but not anymore.
On the stream, sir.
Huh?
Oh my gosh.
It's people from Indiana. They won't know.
John Gilbert said, "Who else do you think we could pick up at free agency?" Well, literally
Earl
from what this
Thomas.
press conference, he said Earl Thomas. Oh my
Yeah.
God! Imagine that locker room.
Whoo, man, I would not bring that dude around our young guys.
Mm-mm. But
I
yeah,
mean,
Lilly from his press conference, he said he's not done making transactions before the season starts. So looking forward to that.
dude, I mean, he did say it would be fluid over the next few days, and gosh, dude, I really hope Andre Sachare finds his way back, man. Godly, that sucked. That freaking
Yeah,
sucked, man.
yeah, I went over that earlier. How tough it was to see him go. Clinton Dix didn't make the roster for the 49ers, so I don't know if he's coming back to Indy or not.
That's just that's crazy though, dude. I mean, you cut down your roster and then you start making cuts. I mean, maybe it's just because that's when the NFL put the deadline on, and that's just how it went. But
Hmm.
I mean, you got to think that I mean, I think the practice squad is already set, but I mean, remember, guys can get released from the practice squad too. So,
Yeah,
I mean, if I had to guess, if Sasha Ray, which I really hope, I mean, you kept him around for a reason. I gotta think you're gonna fight to bring him back, right? Or you would have just released him and be done with him.
yeah, that's true.
So if someone from the practice squad was to get released, it would have to be a wide receiver because Jesus, we got about 20 of them on the roster now. So
Yeah, looking forward to see how that. I mean, Doolin is still on the practice squad too. Well, not
no,
Doolin, but
he's not
DeMichael
on the
Harris.
practice squad. He's
DeMichael
on the
Harris.
Harris. Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, man, golly, you know what? I think Harris might be the odd man out because remember our conversation the other day.
Hmm.
I thought Kiki Kuti was a better version of DeMichael Harris, and we got him now. So you really sit
Yeah.
there and you think, which one do you think you'll need?
Yeah, I mean,
I
especially
on
due to Kuti starting over in a lot in Houston, I think he can definitely get the promotion to the roster.
Well, here's the thing, dude. Kiki Kuti, honestly, and this is what I want people to understand. Talents like Kiki Kuti do not land on the practice squad often. He should be on an actual 53-man roster. I want
Mm,
to make that clear. He should be on a 53-man roster. But because we are deep, and I've mentioned it many times, because we're deep at wide receiver, there's just probably not a spot for him. I mean, I don't think there's ever been 8 wide receivers on a roster ever. So, and then you talk about, oh well, who can be let go? Really, no one can be let go. You're not just gonna let Zach Pascal walk for nothing. You're not gonna let go Ashton Doolin because you need a gunner. You're not gonna let go Desmond Patman because you like his development, and someone will snatch him up. And then Mike Strawn, he's going to get picked up. So it's really, what do you do? You got to keep him on the practice squad.
yeah, to answer that phase, he said, "Does QT do any special teams?" I don't think he's a special team guy. I think he's just a flat out receiver.
He did some special teams at Texas Tech, but I think with the Colts, Hines and Rogers, I think those spots are already solidified.
Yeah, Hines, Rogers, and Mack. Mack was on special teams in the preseason, so I don't know how many he'll get in the regular year.
I mean,
So
who
yeah,
knows? Who knows? He hasn't had a practice yet, so they could bring him in and he can
hmm
prove to be better.
yeah, I know he's cooking whoever's guarding him. In my opinion, because he's used to cooking them anyway. So definitely think, I definitely think he's going to make the roster if it comes down to it. But the rest of this press conference, he's talking about DeForest Buckner in his last word, but that has nothing to do with anything that we're talking about here. So yeah, that's pretty much how that press conference went. He talked about Ben Bandigo, how good he was. Talked about the tight ends. He talked about how good Jacob Eason was. He mentioned how TUI can come back sooner than expected because this procedure wasn't really major. So they said if anything, he'll probably miss 3 games.
Well, I mean, he's guaranteed to miss 3 games. That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
Um, I really second guessed a lot of Ben Bangu stuff. for reasons I think you know behind the scenes, but
Mm-hmm.
the fact that Ballard spoke of him the way he did, I'm just like, man, I think him and Brian Baker got to sit down and talk a lot in the meetings, in the classrooms, in the offices, and really sit down and really just, pin your ears back and let them work. And the fact that Ballard, kind of got a little bit excited talking about him, that that definitely added some years onto my life.
Lets you know who runs the show there, huh?
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
really glad that happened.
yeah, me too. I'm glad, man. But yeah, but like, I mean, I think we all knew what was kind of going on with this whole Ben Bannigan situation, and the fact that he actually went out there and showed that what his worth is, and solidify his roster spot, it just makes everything better. Like he controls his destiny,
Yeah.
so that was a good thing to see, man, for sure.
What's up, bro? Man, it was exciting, man.
Yeah, I'm happy for Ben Bannigan, man. He also said how important he can be to that defensive line, and that's another reason why we got so many linemen on the roster now. I counted 11 defensive linemen on that 53
Let's
because
see.
due to the injury depth, we know how the injury bug flows around on that defensive line. I think he
Mm-hmm.
just wants to be sure. Got to be confident.
Hold on, I gotta let my dog out. Hold on.
Yeah,
Get
for
out.
taking the tour of Michael House.
No, we ain't gonna do all that. But we definitely ain't gonna do all that. People may think I got some money, but really I'm struggling. So
Hey man, you a certified technician now. We all know, man. Your money might be looking different in a few days.
hey man, don't be counting my pockets, man. Hold on, I'm about to get on my laptop right now. Hold on.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
actually have to make sure that both of these locks aren't locked because I've had a habit of doing that. And the the girlfriend kind of gets mad at me a little bit. So all right.
Mm. That's pay per
That's
view
actually
content if
happened
you fight on
before.
stream.
Yeah. I mean, that's happened before, dude. We were recording one time, me, Destin, and Rashada were recording one time. And I hear her banging on the door. I'm like, oh man. So I signal to them, hey man, keep going. I'll be right back.
Uh,
Oh, all right, let me see. We get logged on here. But yeah, dude, I mean, keeping 11 defensive linemen, that was crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, Williams really showed out. I'm surprised he made it
mm-hmm.
over Andrew Brown.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes. I wasn't at practice. They saw a lot of things that I didn't see. So I gotta roll with Ballard and company, man.
Yeah. Got to roll with him on a few things.
One of the go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the Marvell Tell situation.
Oh man, I mean, when you saw the two claims come in my opinion, it really came down between Isaiah Rodgers and Marvell Tell. And
Mm-hmm.
when you really look at it, Isaiah Rodgers, being a rookie last year and actually stepping up the way he did, putting on some good tape, I think that's really what gave him the job security.
Yeah.
Because Marvell Tell, I just don't think he really showed enough to the coaching staff to where they say, you know what, yeah, I mean, he just hasn't improved enough, so we'll move on. But
Yeah. I would say missing a whole season, and then coming back won't be easy, especially in his case for Marvell Tell. The game speed's different and everything, and he never really had that moment to go out there and produce. So I think he'll land a spot on another roster, but I just think for Indy's sake, we got a bunch of talent, and it is next man up. And I think Rogers in that playoff game and everything, I think he proved himself in training camp and everything. So I think they was probably going to give him the nod.
I think it's no secret that people know where I am with
Hmm.
Isaiah Rodgers. I mean, if anything, this boosts him up in the depth chart because he was probably sixth, but now he's like fifth. I think we were talking earlier in the chat
Yeah.
and about Rocky Sin, and really, dude, I don't know who cornerback two is. I really don't. Um, I think it's just by committee at this point. I mean, Rock really hasn't given anything to give you any kind of confidence in. So it's whatever, man.
Yeah, it just comes down to the same issue of Rocky Sin is just discipline. Like we've heard the talk about Kenny Moore praising him, Xavier Rhodes praising his work ethic and all these things, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's game time, it's still the same issues, and it's just gets to the point of like how much more are the Colts going to take of the same thing happening over and over? And
I
then
mean, you're
when Ballard mentions in the transactions is not done before week one start because we see the Seahawks they've been making moves all off season, and I feel like they're still making moves to this point. And I know Ballard's looking at that, so I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do next.
dude. I mean, you hit the nail on the head, man. The coaching staff is coaching literally the same thing over and over with Rock. I mean,
Hmm.
turn your head around, dude. Stop, just stop all this silliness you're doing. But it's just not registering. It's not registering with him. So, uh, yeah, trying to figure this out. Uh, I know we on live stream right now, but you think you can send me the link to this thing?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm trying to access it on my laptop. And it's just not. It's just
yeah,
taking me to StreamYard, not the studio.
yeah. I'll resend it to you.
All right, but yeah. I mean, the cornerback position, like Dustin has said many times, it's a cause for concern. I don't know what Xavier Rhodes is going to look like. I don't know what.
He said Rock did pick up a right. Yeah, he did. He did. And Melvin has proven his point.
He's show,
Yeah,
he has definitely shown some good stuff, but still need a little bit of development.
yeah. Did you get the link?
All right, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me? Oh, he'll be back in a few seconds. We heard him. We got it. He got his point across. That's all that matters. He should be back in a few seconds. Appreciate everybody that's stopping by today, though. If he can't get back in, he'll let me know. But I think he's just re-signing in. StreamYard, the rain, the sirens, everything. It's crazy right now. But yeah, Marvell Tell situation, man, it's kind of wicked. It is. You said JT and Mac. Yeah, man, it's a nice duo. It's a nice duo, man. And we're finally getting our chance next year to see both of those guys. It's about time. It's about time. What up, man? He said, "Go Colts." I agree. He also had two pass interferences calls that game. Yeah, he did. He said just to mention that. But yeah, um, yeah, Rocky Sin, man. Like I said, same issues. I don't know how long the coaching staff is going to put up with it. Ballard said he's still got more moves to make. The question is, what is the next move? Is it Jordan Wilkins? Is it another corner? Is it another safety? What is the next move in Ballard's playbook? Who's on the trade block? That's another thing. Who's on the trade block that he's going to willing to get? Welcome back.
Okay, there we go. All right, I don't know what
Yes.
happened to the phone feed or anything, but
Yeah. You
oh
got your
man,
point across, but you just can't hear me.
right. Oh snap! Okay, all right. Microphone is over there. Put it right over here. There you go.
Go Colts. Then he said, John Gilbert says, I feel bad for Tail, but trust our leadership. So do I. In Ballard, we trust, right?
Yeah, it's the brutal part of the business, man.
Yeah, man. It's tough business. You seen the Colts players, if I could pull up all the tweets, everyone was disappointed in the cut day. because of those names that got announced. We were too, but other fans did not know what was going on, but we knew.
Dude,
We
I
knew
was
what was
shocked
going
by
on.
the Sasha Ray release, man. And again, I mean, I said it. I hope he finds his way back, man. I really, really hope there's another move coming, and he's brought back. That's just, I mean, in my opinion, cut Sam Ellinger. Hell, there's no reason for him to be on this roster.
Oh my gosh!
Let him go and bring Sasha Ray back. Like, open up that spot. I mean, dude, for the life of me, I can't understand why he made this roster.
Who you talking about, Rochelle?
Huh?
Talking about Rochelle?
Him too. But mainly Sam Ellinger. God.
Oh man, you
But
just
again, the fact that Ballard spoke so highly of Ben is just like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, Ballard. He's owing a hug because of that praise whenever
Yep.
we see him. So, like I said, as long as Satire don't end up in Seattle for week 1, I'm totally fine because nobody wants to see him week 1.
Right, the next Cam Chancellor.
I'm telling you, he has the potential to be a dog, especially if he lands in the right system.
Dude.
I don't know about our system because we run the same defense.
Dude, the fact that, like, here's what sucks about this dude. He was at the complex. He was about to go onto the practice field. They pulled him to the side and told him. Can you imagine that, dude? Working so hard, grinding at camp, in preseason games. Your blood is pumping. It's pumping on that cut down day. You didn't get that call that it didn't work out. Now you see that the team put the roster out and you see your name there. Now you're celebrating with your wife. You're celebrating with your kids. You're ready for a whole new life. And then the next day, bro, I hate that side of the business, man.
Yeah,
it's part of the business.
I was showing them. There's his name right there. I was showing them. It's from the Colts website. His name is right there on the list.
Man, dude, that's why I'm always for the player. I'm always for the player because, I mean, the organization always comes out, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. But when you take my job away, guess what? Now I got to figure out where I'm working next. And guess what? Where are my kids going to go to school? Does my wife got to find a new job? We got to move. If we're not moving, then I got to move away from my family. Guess what? Now I can't see my kids grow up. But all while you still get to go to your big old house and see your kids every night and not have a worry, and them not have a worry about your job security. I mean, I'm always going to be on the player's side. And this today, man, that freaking sucked.
Yeah, man, that was tough. He said, yo, what's up? John Gilbert said number 52 equals amazing this year.
Yes,
he
sir.
also said, that's the funny guy, Michael. I remember you because I wonder when he was mad. Yeah,
Wait,
Michael
what?
always has. He said he remembers you from having that temper tantrum last time.
What temper tantrum?
I don't know, but you're
I've
always.
never had a temper tantrum ever.
I still have that gift of you when your microphone wasn't connecting and you was doing that little funny gesture.
Oh. And you turned it into a GIF?
Yeah, man. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
But we can go back to the practice squad. Of course, you can add Kiki Kuti to this roster, but this is the practice squad for 2021.
Bro, look at the wide receivers. Like,
yeah.
What do we need this many wide receivers for? But technically, I mean, this doesn't necessarily it doesn't shock me. I mean, this is basically the entire roster that we had through the entire preseason. It breaks my heart that Jed Anderson isn't in this, but I mean, Tariq Black, formerly at Michigan, transferred to Texas. Of course, he had Sam Ellinger as his quarterback, so he didn't raise his draft stock, but he's able to land on a practice squad. Curtis Bolton, he deserves to be on any team, whether if it's a roster or practice squad. Andrew Brown, my opinion, should have made the roster. Chesley, honestly, man, I think Chesley might be the odd man out if Sasha Ray was to come back on the practice squad. Either it's between Chesley or Harris for me. I think Hundley, you have to keep him because you just don't know about Carson Wentz and Sam Ellinger is still out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have some kind of insurance on the practice squad, unless you want to go out and sign Cam Newton.
Oh
Joey
God.
Hunt, TCU guy, happy to see him back. Deion Jackson. I was actually surprised they chose Jackson over LeMay. Malik Jefferson, that was interesting. Carter O'Donnell, Jesus. Tyler Vaughn, I'm actually excited to keep Vaughn's here, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
think, Tariq Black has the physique of a star, but Tyler Vaughn's, man, I mean, there's potential to be tapped into.
Yeah, I agree. Of course, one of the Colts' favorites, Andrew Brown, is on the list. Most people wanted him over Rochelle and other things. The Davis twins, even though they're not twins, are on there, and we mentioned DeMichael Harris as well. So Malik Jefferson also a piece that I think could be very good with our linebacker group that is on the practice squad. Let's go ahead and hop into the chat as soon as my internet fixes because of the rain outside. There it is. Okay, so
You got a
John
hat or a
Gilbert.
do-rag on?
You said what?
You got a hat or a wave cap on?
This is a hat.
Ah, man, I thought you had the waves coming in, boy.
Nah, I only do that when I'm going to sleep. He said,
Okay. I thought we had the fishies coming in.
nah, man. Unless Rashard's here, then I might have to, might have to put my wave cap on. But he over there Dougieing in the bowling alley, so
Oh, Jesus.
he over there Dougieing in the
He
bowling
wasn't
alley.
right.
John Gilbert says, I thought Huntley didn't look too bad with little what we saw. Wish he had a little bit more time. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Huntley led that drive in the fourth quarter with that run game. He ran the football too, but man, he was Huntley looked solid. He really recovered from that pick six allegedly that he didn't throw, but he did pretty solid at the end of the game. As long as he just has to be a game manager, and that's what it's going to come down to for most of the quarterbacks we're going to see next year. They don't need to do much. They just have to manage the game, run the football, and then throw the ball when we need them to. Because the defense is pretty much going to be one of the solid reasons why we have these winning games and try to make the playoffs because of the defense.
Yep.
That's the biggest question mark in my opinion. Is that zone defense going to let up?
Oh, that defense, man. Honestly,
Yes.
dude, I mean, I tweeted it out earlier today. I went back and watched some tape from all the games past couple of days, and I wanted to pay attention to Toure because I felt like my attention was really on Bandagoo, so I didn't see too much of Toure. So went back and watched him. Dude, in my opinion, why the hell is Tyquan Lewis starting over him? Like, the muscle has clearly been added on to his body, and that's been one of my knocks on him. I think he's just too thin to be in the run game, but adding on some muscle, he looks stronger. The explosion is there. And in my opinion, what is Lewis doing starting over this dude? I mean, the good tape that he's put on, Kwity Paye's had a couple of nice moments. Again, he's a rookie, so don't call him a bust when he ends the year with 3 sacks. Look at the quarterback hurries, the quarterback hits. Look at all that stuff. I'm excited. If Toure stays healthy and Paye turns out who we think he is, man, write it down. Indy will have a top 3 defense. They will.
Yeah, I never really was worried about Toure going into the season, being as though I know that who his coach is Robert Mathis. He's been in the lab with Robert Mathis for over the last 3 years. So I haven't really been worried about his talent. It's just the fact that can he stay healthy? Because I know if he's healthy, he's shown his flashes, especially when you line him up with the starters out there with DeForest Buckner and the Grover Stewarts of the world. We know how good he can be.
Working with Buckner.
Exactly. So we know how good he can be if he is healthy. The question mark is, can he stay healthy? And that's all that matters for me.
Marcus, are you going to the week 2 game?
No, I won't be able to. I'm going to be working.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to be working. Emery said 3 tight ends. What happened to Trey B? He got cut a long time ago.
He didn't even get cut. He's a free agent.
My eyes. He should have been cut.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going. We're gonna hurt him with the rotations. Yeah, man. As long it just depends on how we scheme it up. If we scheme it up very well, our defense could be very legit.
Scheme like rotate what?
They talk about the defensive line pieces.
Well, if we put Rochelle in, you better book it now. The quarterback gonna have a long time to throw.
Oh
I'm
man.
just putting facts out there.
What up, Kellen? He said, what y'all think about them corners we got on waiver? Those two corners we added. I would
Wilcox,
say add Zach Hicks.
yeah, Wilcox, I don't think necessarily adds too much. I feel like these are two talents that Ballard really liked. And remember, Ballard even talked about it today that last year's process was really halted a lot because of the COVID stuff going on. They were still trying to figure out protocols, how many interviews can they do, and what so forth and so on. And they missed out on a lot of these guys that they liked. Now, hell, what? Keys is in his second year now. He's coming into his second year, I think. So you're getting him now who has talent. Now you're putting him with a coach like James Rowe. Let's see what he can become. I'm not expecting too much this season, honestly. But if he can show some good signs, then I think he's ahead of schedule. But other than that, don't expect cornerback 2 or big snaps, number of snaps played. I wouldn't expect that at all.
Yeah, me neither. Faye said he liked Burton, except he did have those costly drops. Yep, those would counted the most. A lot of drops. A lot of drops. Kellen said, I like the measurables on them dudes. Pause. Hey man, you ain't got to pause here. We know what you meant. It's okay. Only pause when I'm by myself because I might call you out for it, but we know what you meant. Hood Rich Rose said it's just sad to see the league show favoritism in terms of keeping or cutting players. I mean, that's just how the organization goes, though. You know, it's next man up.
That's not even the organization. That's just a business.
Yeah, the business then. So you got to have that ball security. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, the league's been doing that for a while now. Well, the business been doing that for a while now. A lot of favorite players are people that don't get remained on the team. Cam Newton is just got he's not in New England no more. Most people thought he'd get a second chance there. Now he's a free agent. I mean, there's still a bunch of talent out there that's
I'm
not on
shocked.
rosters.
I was shocked when he was let go. I was shocked. And that tweet resurfaced again when he was doing that interview with Brandon Marshall and those guys. And he's still right to this day. There are not 32 quarterbacks better than Cam Newton. There's not. Andy Dalton's not better than Cam Newton. Nick Foles is not better than Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts is not better than Cam Newton. I mean, this dude was cut. And I get it. If you want to go with the young QB, if you want to go in that direction, I'm all for it. I don't have a problem with the releasing because you want to go with the young quarterback and just give him the confidence. Hey, man, you don't have to have a guy, former MVP, looking over your shoulder. This is your job. Lead us to the promised land. I don't have a problem with that. But the fact that he's let go and people are calling him washed, where's the evidence that shows he's washed? Where are the film evidence that he's been washed? His offensive line sucked. Josh McDaniels was his offensive coordinator. His receivers or skill position guys could not gain separation. So really, even before the season started last year, Cam Newton was set up for failure. He was set up for failure. And hell, I mean, I thought he showed some good things, but I'm pounding the table, man, for him to end up in Washington. Washington, I think that is the perfect team for him. Offensive line, I would say average, probably not good, but average. And I think he fits behind that line better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. You have the defense to back you up. You have the skill position players, Logan Thomas, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin. You got the 1-2 punch at running back, and you're reuniting with Ron Rivera.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
is a better situation for Cam than Washington? There isn't. There isn't.
Yeah.
If Cam Newton goes to Washington, book it now. The NFC East is over. If he goes to Washington, it's over.
Yeah, I agree. Chris, you're not blocked. I see you. I think Hot Rod's going to have a good year. There's no question about that. We're going to go back up to the top. All right, FaZe, have a good one. Appreciate you for stopping by. Can I scroll up? Thank you. Kellen says the zone defense really be having me nervous. I just know we're better than that. I agree. It's just relies on the pass rush. We just got to get the quarterback, or else the secondary be out there for 5 hours, just like last year.
I mean, we got to win as many games before Matt Eberflus' second half of the season defense kicks in.
That's true. That is very true.
Hey man, I'm only speaking facts.
Yeah, I'll be looking at my old live streams. I can literally just watch me yell at the TV for like 5 hours because of the defense getting dotted up by the same play. It's just it's tough to watch. What up, Marquise? He said, all you is 53 men that can perform constantly. Every team do the same thing, lace them up, and play 60 minutes. Stripping. John Gilbert said, Cam to the Texans. Cam to the Texans because Deshaun Watson's rumor to Miami.
Why would he go to what is in Houston for Cam?
Money? I don't know.
He is an MVP. He's a former MVP, and literally he's 32 years old. He's looking for a championship. Why would he go to Houston? The offensive line sucks. There's no weapons.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
That don't make any sense to me.
No, we're not eating cookies later, Matt, but appreciate you for stopping by.
Cookies?
Yeah, I don't know. Hood Rich Rose said, no way Andy Dalton has his job and Cam doesn't. Even Chicago doesn't like Andy Dalton, which is flat out disrespectful.
Andy Dalton, now look, I got love for my guy. TC Horned Frogs all the way. But I'm sorry, man. I don't know why the hell you're starting over Justin Fields, in my opinion. I mean, everybody is starting these rookie quarterbacks, and here's Matt Nagy. I made a promise to Andy. Why are you making promises to begin with? Like, oh, Jesus. Yeah, he out of there, man. And Nagy's out of there.
Did you see that clip of Andy Dalton taking the field and the crowd started booing him when they knew that he was starting the preseason game? And then literally 2 seconds later, he threw a dot down the field for like 40 yards and scores a touchdown.
Look, man, Andy Dalton, in my opinion, look, he's done nothing to be hated. He is not a bad guy. He's not a bad quarterback. He's talented. He's got skills. He's won division titles. He's led his team to the playoffs. But it's a new generation, man. Andy Dalton needs to be playing quarterback for a sorry team, or he needs to be backing up. Justin Fields should not be on the sidelines. And we can talk about it. Andy Dalton's a pro. He knows how to play the position. Justin Fields has got to learn. What is he going to learn when he's on the sideline? Look, I know mental reps are important. They are important. But the quarterback position, you're analyzing everything. As a wide receiver, you're just looking at that wide receiver position. If I'm on the sideline, I'm just watching T.Y. Hilton. That's all I'm watching. But if you're the quarterback, you're watching where the safety is. Where's the Sam linebacker? Where is this 3-tech lined up at? What's this corner doing? What's the coverage? All right, where's my guy lined? Is he lined up right? Y'all got the communication. You know what you're doing running back? Okay. Like, there's so much that needs to go on. Justin Fields needs to go out there and play, man. He needs to go out there and play. And I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a lot going on over there in Chicago. Everybody wants Chicago to win. I mean, the Bulls are starting to look good, and now the Bears got Justin Fields. Chicago's trying to turn up this year.
Okay, I don't know about the Bulls, but
they look pretty decent. Not saying they're going to make the playoffs, but they got a decent roster.
Hey, shout out Dory's Fountain, man, for making the Chiefs roster.
He actually made it?
Yeah, he's on the 53.
All you got to do is catch your football now. Let's see.
That's funny. He made the team in Kansas City, but he dropped a wide open touchdown in that playoff game in Kansas City. That's funny.
Man, it's crazy how that works.
I remember that. Andrew Luck gave him the ball of his life, and he just straight up dropped it.
Hillary Rose said, do you guys honestly think we're making the playoffs? Yes, I think we can make the playoffs.
Oh, do I think we can? Yeah, I think we can. But I haven't seen any football be played. I
Right.
haven't seen Carson Wentz even take a snap of live action. What is the left tackle position like? Is this edge rushing position going to be a letdown? Corners, are they going to suck?
Are
There's
the tight ends going to catch the football?
too many questions. Too many questions. I stand by my previous prediction. I hope I am just dead to wrong on this, but 7-10.
Is Rocky Sin still going to be guarding number one receivers and getting cooked?
Nah, he's
Josh
gonna
Maddox.
be guarding that freaking water jug in a minute if he don't get it together. That's what he's gonna be guarding.
Like you said, any team can lose just like you can win. Colts Nation will hit hard and move silent. Chris
Easy
Dwayne
to
says
prove.
Cam Newton could be McNabb's son. Okay. John Gilbert said they might want him. Don't know if he wants it really. Just who makes the push for him. Okay. John Gilbert said Ray Rifle is looking at the win now for his future. Even if it's not with the Bears, he just needs to look good. What up, Joe? How you doing? Carmen put LOL coming in the chat. Appreciate you for stopping by, Carmen. Carson will have a good year. Bulls going to be nice. They got a mini big three. Literally nothing is going the Colts' way. I agree. Henry says Chicago has no positive record for quarterbacks drafting or otherwise. John Gilbert said corners are my biggest concern. I agree. Charles Southworth said I think they should have kept Jackson. I think he's talking about the safety.
Wait, what?
He said he think they should have kept Jackson. I don't know who Charles was talking about.
They should have kept Jackson. Oh, Deion Jackson?
Yeah, I wish I knew. Maybe the running back Deion Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the only Jackson I think was on the team.
Yeah. Appreciate you for stopping by, Charles. What up, Kent? He said, does it seem like Strawn will actually get live reps in the game? Well, we actually just went over the press conference from Ballard, and he basically said he's just got to work his way into getting his reps. They said they're going to throw him in the fire, maybe here and there, but if he's good with it, they'll give him the ball more. So basically, that's how it works for any rookie. So
I will say, I wouldn't be surprised if he's healthy scratch. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like I said earlier, he's a talent that you just don't waive. You got to protect him. You got to keep him on the roster, and then kind of like what they did with Patman, he's going to be a healthy scratch. Just like with Jacob Eason, you're going to be a healthy scratch. You're going to be in the stadium, but you'll be on the roster. You'll be getting paid a roster salary and everything. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Strawn is healthy scratched more times than not.
okay. All right, Luke, I see you. What else? Let's keep going. He said, yeah, Hilbert said exactly. AJ Brown had a damn field day against Rock last year. Yeah. Oh yeah, Charles was talking about Deion Jackson. Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that had a field day against Rock.
You guys remember the first play to Devontae Adams? It was a dot down the field. First
That
play.
was great. Hey, I mean, Rock has shown some good stuff, man. It's just you know who I compare him to early in his career? I compare him to Vontae Davis.
Oh God, he's talking about the guy that quit in the middle of a game.
I think hopefully he doesn't do that. But if those of you who remember, or if y'all want to go back and research it, when Vontae Davis started in Miami, he was a good talent. He was a good talent. He showed good stuff, but that inconsistency wave, it was just up and down, up and down. And he had the talent. I think he was a former second round pick, I want to say. He had the talent, but just the inconsistency, he could never figure it out. So he got traded to Indy. So that's right now. He reminds me of Vontae Davis. You see the traits sometimes, but more times than not, he's just not getting it done.
Nomadic said early Vontae or late Vontae?
Early Vontae.
Okay. Nomadic also asked, is the Super Bowl Colt roster complete yet? No, it's not. Still got a few kinks. Chris Dwayne asks, who was the most surprising player in the preseason to you? I'll let you go first.
Who was the most surprising? Andre Sachire. He was the most surprising. No one expected any. I just thought he was a camp body. I was looking at either of the Davis dudes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking at, and all I see is just some dude with dreads just knocking people out, making play after play, being in every tackle, coming down in the box, having good coverage, good angles, good eye discipline. He's the guy that surprised me the most.
Yeah, I would go with Benny LeMay, and I liked his game at the end. I think he did pretty decent. Welcome back. He said, I hope we end up with a plug and play with all our wide receivers. Hope we just get that good. He said Vontae had a season. He hadn't allowed a touchdown. Okay. Kent said, if you can choose one offensive player outside of the QB in the NFL to have the Colts roster, who would it be? Same goes for defense.
Oh, same goes for defense?
Yeah,
To add to this current roster?
I think that's what he's asking. Go ahead.
My dream, if I was a defensive coordinator in today's game, even if my GM got annoyed, every single day, email, text messages, notes taped to his office door, FaceTime calls, you know those notes that you write like in school. You wrote them, you handed it to your friend to give to a girl that you liked. Okay, well, I'm writing a note every day, giving it to my secretary. Hey, can you give that to Chris? And I'm gonna ask him a simple question: are you trading for Aaron Donald today or not? Can you imagine being an offensive coordinator and sitting there and saying, I have to deal with Darius Leonard. I got to find a way to beat this good safety tandem in the back. I got the best nickel corner in football, and I got to deal with these two big old behemoths on the line. I don't even care who's lined up at edge. Who is guarding those two? Man, Aaron Donald every single second, minute, hour, decade, month, year, I don't care. Any day, Aaron Donald. And
Yeah,
it won't change.
I agree. I think we all would choose Aaron Donald, just being as though he's probably the best player in the NFL. Well, the best athlete, I would say. He can play any position. It just doesn't matter on that defensive line. And pairing him with DeForest Buckner is just a match made in heaven. So definitely would go with that. Did you have one on offense or no?
On offense. I thought the question was just one player out of both sides.
Oh well, fine. That'll be the answer then.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we all choose Aaron Donald. He said, whenever we get to the Super Bowl, get the word out or not to wear the home jersey, just saying 2-0 in white and 0-2 in blue.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He said we need those Andres though, surprise players. TJ Watt would be nice. Nah, TJ Watt goes offside too much for me. Bosa, I agree. TJ Watt, he lines up offsides pretty much every snap,
I
and the ref
still
just
ain't
calls
taking
it.
those two over Donald.
Huh?
Dude, I don't care. And trust me, those are great players. TJ Watt, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, those are great players. But do you realize who we're comparing them to?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald is arguably the greatest defensive player to ever play this game. And you're going to take TJ Watt over him? Or forget about TJ. Are you taking JJ Watt over him? Hell no. And JJ Watt was a what? 3-time defensive player of the year? Aaron Donald every single day of the week.
Sorry, I was on Twitter. Speculations.
You
Just want
on
to keep.
Twitter with speculations. I want to be part
Not
of
me. It
the
was just involving Colts media. I think you probably know.
dude. What? I mean, sometimes I really be asking myself, like, do y'all really need to be asking these questions? Like, what is up with the media's obsession with this vaccination? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
What is the big deal, dude? Like, kept asking Chris Ballard these questions, and I could see it on his face. Bro, shut up and ask me some football questions. Like, damn. Like, if you got your vaccination, worry about you. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, I agree.
Whether we're good or we're suck, guess what? You're still getting paid.
Yeah. Cartman said I was surprised by Deion Jackson. Both running backs, Benny LeMay and Deion, had a really good preseason. I agree, but Deion was the one that made the practice squad, so I mean, I wasn't worried about that.
Yep.
I just don't want to see the breaking news associated with the Colts anymore because it's going to be bad. I mean, it is. I mean, I think we just put the Colts players in bubbles until the season starts, so we'll be fine.
Hey, man, all it means is that it's Jacob Eason and Kiki Kuti season.
Oh man, that duo would be very nice. It would take the league by storm because they're not gonna understand what's coming towards them because there's no film on Eason. There's film on Kuti, but I think Kuti is just good enough to get open regardless.
He was in what was it? He was in Bill O'Brien's system. That is nowhere near Frank Reich's system.
Right. Yeah, we know, John. We know he's on the practice squad. We went over the list like twice already. I pulled the practice squad up. If nobody's seen it, so just stops lagging. The rain is really making me not want to do this anymore. Not gonna lie.
The rain.
Yeah, it's raining over here, and
it's just. Or if you want to put it out there, where do you live?
Virginia.
Oh, okay. Virginia.
Said I'm excited about Kiki. I was a fan for his for a while. Yeah, especially when he used to shred us, right? Everybody was a fan of him. Every time he'll catch the ball, everybody, what the Colts fans said, man, I wish he was on our team.
Dude, I was literally talking about Kiki Kuti 2 years ago. Like, in the fact that he's on the Colts now, man, come on, stop playing with me. If he makes this roster,
give him a jersey. Give him a jersey, man.
It's over. It's over. We got too many weapons. Paris, Kiki, Michael, Zach, T.Y., Desmond. Come on, man.
J. Colt said, Cam Newton sees it? No. Robert Baptist, everyone's like, no.
This off season, dude. I wanted him, but when it comes to the quarterback position, I just don't want to. I don't want to mess with Carson's delegate mindset, man. I mean, you just never know how he's going to react to that.
Yeah. Tyler Vaughns and both of the Davises. Yeah, I mean, the Sean Davis, the rookie, I mean, we could probably, do good, but we'd probably be fine without him on the practice squad, to be honest.
Probably.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Shastri could have had his spot, if we're being honest, on the practice squad.
Hey, man, you never know. Maybe he might.
I hope so, because after what I've seen in that game against the Lions, I was like, both of these Davisons can get out of here, to be honest. The offense is severely underrated. I agree. It's going to remain that way until they prove themselves, so just want to let you know that.
It's going to remain that way until Carson proves himself. Forget about them. We know what JT represents. We know what this offensive line represents. We know what this wide receiver core represents. It's going to matter if Carson Wentz is good or if he is average, because I don't think he's bad at all. But if he's average and not great, yeah, we need to revisit this quarterback conversation again.
Yeah. Hood Rich Rose, you just exposed your age, man. You said you need a championship. I got one. I would like another one. Just saying. He said the last time we was at the Super Bowl, he was crying because he was getting laughed at because Peyton threw the game and he needs a championship. Well, I've seen Peyton win me one, so I mean, I would like to have another one.
I was very young, but I remember that too.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, Hank Baskett kind of sold it too because he didn't pick up that onside kick, but it is what it is. That was a momentum boost, and then it just went downhill from there. Like I said, I think it was Voodoo Artists in that arena, so that's one of the reasons why we lost. But it is what it is. We're going to have some final questions before we get up out of here. Been live for an hour and 15 minutes. Unfortunately, I do have to work in the morning because my off day is over. So, any final questions before we get up out of here? Speak now, forever hold your peace. Baskett should be banned from Indy. I agree.
Who?
Hank Baskett.
Hank Baskett?
Yeah, the guy from the onside kick, the guy that couldn't recover it. for the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
We picked him up from the practice squad from the Eagles.
Okay.
I didn't even know he was on the roster until the Super Bowl happened. I was like, who is this guy? Long time ago.
What about college football, man?
Oh, I'm rooting for LSU, so yeah, I'm a Burrow guy.
LSU.
Yeah, I mean we stink last year, but I mean that's okay.
Well, you're gonna stick again this year, but I mean,
Wow, TCU.
A better winning percentage over the last 10 years than you, yeah.
Okay, well, we know what happened if you match up. So,
oh, if we match up, I
you
promise.
You know what will happen if we match up.
Oh, I know. That's why y'all don't want to schedule us.
Stop it. You know where the big dogs is at, not in that division.
Where the big dogs are at?
Yeah.
The big dogs.
You know where to be at.
Where it be at? Right. Yeah, because everyone gets a 1-year wonder quarterback, right? Right.
Joe Burrow, it was only a matter of time. I mean, like, it was only a matter of time. I mean, at least we're not Miami. They never had a quarterback, so.
I remember Derek King, dude. I'm not sure if people even know this. Derek King was committed to TCU at one point. He played. Where did he play? He played high school in Texas. Where did he play at? Manville, the Manville Mavericks, a 5A school near Dallas. And man, dude, he was in love with TCU. TCU was in love with him, but they actually didn't want him to play quarterback. They wanted him to line up either at wide receiver or safety. And he didn't want to do that. So he went to Houston and wanted to play quarterback. And so far, I wouldn't say it's worked out for him. But I truly hope the best. I mean, I think he's going to get annihilated this week. But, hey, I still got love for him, man. I still got love for him.
Okay, one question came in. He said, honest thoughts about Wentz.
You go first on this, Marcus.
I keep it simple. Just go out there and manage the game. We don't need you to do much. We don't need him to do much, man. We know he knows. He said it in the interviews plenty of times. He knows the game plan in Indy is to run the football. So when he goes out there, he ain't gonna have much to do. Now it's gonna take a while for him to get comfortable and to actually get back into the realm of playing the quarterback because we know how bad it was in Philly. He's not gonna understand what a real protection looks like. So it's gonna be rough. But
not only that, but he also hasn't played at all since he's been here. He's been on the sideline. So, I mean, he's at home right now.
Yeah, so. Yeah, exactly, Rocky. No hero ball. So, my expectations are low. I'm not expecting him to have some MVP type season. I think he'll be a decent game manager. Right, yeah, just calm down on turning the ball over and we'll be fine. That's my honest thoughts.
Dude, if he can do all that, if he can even show the play he showed in 2017, this Colts team is going to be a problem, man. It's going to be a problem, but if he's that guy from, what was it, 2019, 2020? I mean, when you lose your job to freaking Jalen Hurts, you don't have the greatest reputation.
Right.
But hey, man, there's like I said before, when the trade went down and everything, there's no excuse for him for him to lose. There's no excuse for him to fail. You got the running backs, you got the weapons, you even got the defense to back you up. You got the coach, you got the GM, you got the structure. There's no excuse on earth to fail in Indianapolis.
I agree. He said, Michael, you're my friend. Watch your mouth about LSU.
About LSU?
Go ahead. Carry away. I know you're going to say something else.
Nah, man. I usually talk about good teams, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Shout out to them, though, man. They going through a lot, too, right now, so shout out to them.
It's life.
Yeah.
We all go through a lot. Look at the Colts.
Yeah. Look, man, I love my TCU, man, but some of these fans don't be knowing what they talking about. And y'all probably don't even know our quarterback's name, but his name is Max Duggan. They talking about he gonna be such a good NFL quarterback. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. He's a better Sam Ellinger. I'll say that. He's a better Sam Ellinger.
Your favorite mixed drink?
Oh man, root beer and Crown.
Well, I don't really do mixed drinks because I do straight. So like, I don't do chaser. I don't do chaser when I drink. So
you psychopath.
Yeah, it's never really needed.
My
favorite alcohol is tequila, if that counts.
Have you taken just straight, no mixer or anything, just straight Everclear?
Mm-mm.
That will mess you up.
I gotta upload videos. I can't be doing stuff like that. That'll mess me up.
Oh man, you can't even be 21. You got to be like 40 to drink that stuff.
Indiana's gonna shock the Big Ten this year. Watch. All right, we'll be watching.
Oh Jesus!
He must be talking about basketball, not football.
He must be talking about basketball, man. He must be. Golly.
Carver has to be talking about.
He got some nice stuff, but come on, man. Let's be real.
Not football. Come on.
You'll beat Michigan. You'll beat Michigan.
Oh yeah, anybody can beat Michigan.
Yeah, you'll beat Michigan.
Anybody can beat Michigan. Nomadic, don't laugh. We're gonna be watching. She said watch, so we're gonna watch.
Dude, that's all I'm gonna do, man. I am so excited, dude. I'm so excited. Freaking my alma mater, high school. They picked up a win last Friday. Hell, we got a sophomore quarterback, dude. That's crazy. He's a sophomore. He's 14, starting on a varsity level. That's crazy. We beat Georgetown. Friday night football again this week. TCU kicks off its season on Saturday. Nothing going on Sunday, but I love this time of year, man. I love it.
Glad, man. I'm glad. Jacob Bombs and Applejack is good. I guess he's talking about Jack Daniels.
Ooh, that yak.
Yeah, that yak. That's the stuff that puts the hair on your chest.
Whoo, man.
My time. I actually just drunk some tequila before we went live, so.
Man, it'll feel like you swallowed some acid, boy.
Man, I'm glad you said acid and not something else. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Nah. Wait a minute. I thought you said something else. Oh, man. You said I'm a Michigan fan. Wolverines hopefully will win something. You're not winning anything. Sorry, breaking news to you.
Wait, what? Say it again?
He said he's a Michigan fan. Wolverines hopefully will win something. You're not winning anything.
Stop playing.
You ain't winning anything. Sorry. Unless Denard Robinson walks through them doors or something.
Not with old khaki pants, man.
Yeah, it's not.
They gave his brother an extension, bro. An extension. Bruh, that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
Nomadic said tequila is mission juice for me. What is mission juice? What mission are you on when you're drinking tequila? I
don't think I want to know the mission. I don't think I want to know it. But hey, man, shout out Matt Pryor, boy. We bringing the TCU Horned Frogs to Indianapolis.
Yes. It's going to be a whole TCU team.
They're actually good friends. They're actually good friends. And I can confirm that.
That's good. I'm glad, man.
So hopefully he'll take over and show how a real DC does it.
Hey.
He's not. He's going to retire at TCU. But, one can dream.
He said you never know what the mission is or what you did. Wow. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to get up out of here. It's been a long night. I have to work in the morning. But appreciate everybody for tuning in to watching the roster, 53-man, giving us your thoughts. Michael, where can they find you? Appreciate you for stopping by.
You can find me at Underdog Sports Podcast. That's my old podcast, dude. What the hell?
It's a long day. Go ahead. Get it correct.
You can find me at the Blue Stable, all right? The Blue Stable podcast with Destin Adams, Rashad McGinnis. We are the official podcast of Colts Fansided for that website. Huge shout out to them. Make sure you're also following the Blue Stable. I got nothing else after that.
All right. Well, you guys know where to find me. Find me right here. All the other links are in the description, including the Blue Stable. Check that out. They do have a website as well where they post really good articles on Colts. So if you guys like to read or you like to enhance your reading, feel free to check out the website. I am on there on the About Me page, super ugly, but go ahead and check me out. My info on there. So is Michael Terrazas. But this has been a very decent episode. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button. Also subscribe if you hadn't. Like I said, once again, check the links in the description. This is Marcus, and you've been Culture Shock.